this thing going, give the folks at home something to keep their eye on.
The running game for both teams, because I think this is going to be an old-fashioned, old-school type of a game. Physical, who wins up front, who runs the ball the best and controls the clock, they will come out the victor.
Dan Bailey now to put the ball in the air, get strapped in. It's just about time to get the party started. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. They're led out by a man who started more Super Bowls than anyone in NFL history, the great Tom Brady.
I can't help but admire the career Tom Brady has had. The numbers are off the charts. The Super Bowl championships and rings, we know that they are incredible. But how about the durability? Had one season that he missed, most of that season because of a knee injury. The rest of the time, he answers the bell and wills his team to victory more times than not. And we keep hearing from people who are waiting to see the drop-off in his play. I'd quit worrying about it. I'd quit looking for it. He says he wants to play until he's 45. Is there any reason to doubt him? His skills have shown no sign of declining.
Brady now on first down. Got his man, Robbie Anderson. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down.
One of the feature points of the in route is being able to make a nice throw to the middle part of the field. And for a quarterback, that's one of the better throws and better looks that he'll get. But he has to be careful not to wait too long and let his receiver wander into some tough territory. If he's late with the ball, he can get his receiver hit and hit hard.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
White 20!
Now a first carry for the former Cleveland Brown, Isaiah Crowell. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Partner, that defensive win reminds me of something a coach of mine used to say all the time. If you really want it, you'll find a way to go get it. And the defense did exactly that.
White 20! White 20! White 20!
They run with the rookie from Virginia State, Trenton Cannon. And he's going to bull his way forward to the 48. That second down run a big help as 7 yards leaves him with just a 3rd and 3 now.
But you've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
And the Vikings with an extra defender in the secondary on 3rd.
Playing coverage here.
Blue 20! White 20! Out, go!
Shotgun now for Brady. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
And 3rd down is a key down in any game you play. And 3rd down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
On 4th down, here's Lachlan Edwards to punt it. Marcus Sherrill's back deep for Minnesota. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. Bringing them out will be Kirk Cousins, born just outside of Chicago, played his college ball for the Spartans at Michigan State.
I do hear some mild criticism of Kirk Cousins in his play the last few seasons in Washington, mainly because the team was just 24, 23-1. But I also saw a quarterback with an offensive line that essentially introduced itself to each other in the huddle before the first snap. In Seattle, that's one of the best defense in the NFL. Win that game with big plays late. This is a tough-minded, hard-nosed, gritty quarterback that tends to inspire a team to play better around him.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10. And it's a welcome back to health for last year's #1 pick. This is Dalvin Cook. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
They run again on first down. Cook. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. And the offensive starters for the Vikings.
When I see Latavius Murray with the ball in his hands, I think that he's a dangerous player. He has good speed, good presence to run inside, nice toughness, and good vision. And once he gets past the first line of defense, he can make a guy miss and turn it into a bigger game.
Now a second down throw for Cousins. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. It's a gain of 5, and that'll make it third down. And quickly the starting 11 now for the New York defense.
When you're the number 6 pick overall in the NFL draft, big things are expected out of you. And finally, Morris Claiborne is starting to deliver on some of that promise. Played 15 games in 2017, the most he'd played since his rookie year, and had his best season to date. Ability to cover, ability to tackle, all the things we saw coming out in the draft in 2012, we're now seeing on the field.
Cousins from the gun on third. And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. Leonard Williams coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it'll be fourth down. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
So on fourth down, they bring on the Michigan man, Matt Wild, to kick it away. Back deep here, Andre Roberts. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. Jets offense set to take over. And it was a tough week 7 for Sam Darnold in that 20-point loss to Minnesota. Now, look, it wasn't all his fault. You told me that. The running game struggled, but 3 interceptions, a couple of fumbles, one of them lost. He was just off a little bit.
He certainly was, and it evoked memories of the criticism of him coming out of college. Too many turnovers, not just the interceptions, but taking care of the ball in the pocket. You just mentioned those. But the Jets were still in it at the half. They're only down 10-7. The problem is they're trying to do against the Minnesota Vikings, who are so tough on defense. They pulled away in the second half. When you don't get Isaiah Crowell going running the football, what's it, the last 2 weeks, 24 carries, 69 yards after putting up over 200 against Denver? That's going to be the result. Sam Darnold will struggle a little bit more.
And now the Jets below 500 at 3-4. And the big boys up front in the trenches. What do you think of the O-line, Charles?
I love them because this is a group that's so cohesive. They know what the man next to them is going to do at all times, and they operate as a terrific unit.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. On second down, here's Crowell. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. Making the stop there, Danielle Hunter. And the big meat on the D-line. We'll see how they do today.
And I'd hate to be an offensive lineman having to deal with these guys. They come in hungry, mean, and confident. They think that no one can block them.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. A good run as he works his way for 9 that time, and it'll leave him with a third and just a few inches.
Nice job there defensively on third down. Not only did they string the play out, but they didn't allow any room for a cutback. Really well organized on the defensive side.
And before they can run another play, the clock hits triple zeros. And time is up on the first quarter. 0-0 our score, and we will return to MetLife Stadium after this. With Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin with you. It's the Jets in possession as we begin quarter number 2 here. But they've got a third and inches coming up, trying to keep the chains moving. They'll try to run for it with Crowell. So he fought off the tackle, and that effort gives him the first before he's brought down. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was third and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10.
White 20, 390. White 10.
On 1st and 10, here's Brady. That's complete over the middle to Anderson. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. From the gun, it's Brady. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. Call it a 3-yard gain, and it'll be 3rd down. He felt the pressure coming there. That was a good job of just making something out of nothing, so to speak.
Yeah, took the hit and still made the play. You know, when we talk about runners, all right, and on running plays, runs after contact, we call that getting dirty yards, tough, gritty ones. To me, that's like the version of a dirty pass. He knows he's going to get smacked, yet still delivers the football and picks up good yardage.
White 20, white 20.
On 3rd down, Crowell. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far. And after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. Here's Lachlan Edwards now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Vikings coming back out here on offense. It's been an interesting ride for them so far this season. It's kind of like the Patriots and the Texans and the Vikings. All 3 started slow, and now they're ramping up. Minnesota's won 3 in a row now, Charles.
You think they had a 3-way conversation and said, guys, we're better than this?
All right, let's be contenders.
Let's get it up there. Well, how about this one now? They were 1-2-1, and their head coach Mike Zimmer told all of us media members, guess what, guys? We started 2-2 last year, went 13-3, so don't go to sleep on us at all. And when they beat the Jets this week, how about this for an esoteric stat? That's their first win over the Jets in 5 road matchups. So they've lost their previous 5 to the Jets on the road. They broke through this past weekend.
And now they're home for the Saints, home for the Lions, and then they have their open week. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. On 2nd down, Cook. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call.
Holding offense.
That time the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, you can't hold them.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Working out of the gun, Cousins able to push his way through, and that's incomplete.
Love his pocket awareness, able to slip out of the sack. But once you take your eyes off the receivers, once your eyes come down and you see the rush, hard to get back downfield and find an open target. Fortunate, that one just wound up as an incomplete pass.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, here's Cousins. That's caught by Treadwell. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Cousins on 1st down. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Adam Thielen there. That'll bring up 2nd down. Well, CD taking a peek at some of the injuries from around the league in Week 7. We did have a few. Quan Alexander on that Bucs defense went down with an injury. They'll be monitoring Sony Michel in New England. Now, remember, they already lost Jeremy Hill, Rex Burkhead out of that backfield, so a couple injuries to note.
Certainly, and Quan Alexander in the middle of the Tampa Bay defense, which was already struggling. They may not get him back the rest of the season. Sony Michel, they're hoping to get him back after a few weeks. Albert Wilson in Miami has made big plays all season long, has a hip injury. That could cost him some serious time, if not the season. LaShawn McCoy, Melvin Gordon, they're hoping to get them back in the upcoming weeks.
Yeah, interesting that they won without Melvin Gordon last week. That was a big win. So after the penalty, heading in the wrong direction, 2nd and 15. They'll throw again. Cousins. And some strong running. And he comes back with one complete. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. 2 minutes remain in a scoreless first half. We'll come back to MetLife Stadium after this short timeout. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll check in with our Jonathan Coachman. He'll have highlights and analysis of the first half, and our highlights will likely be on the defensive side of the football here. Scoreless game. The Jets will bring in a nickel set as they try to stop this 3rd down. Cousins again. And he finds Cook. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains. On 1st and 10, Cousins. And he's got the hook up here. It's Kyle Rudolph. And he's got this down to the 35. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Cousins now to throw on 1st down. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. They'll get 4 there out of the screen, and it's 2nd down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed, but all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. And we are back here. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. So the offense takes the timeout, and now we're set to get going. To the air again, it's Cousins. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. And on 3rd and inches, we're going to get a whistle and a timeout, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and the nose of the football. Again, it's Cousins. And the incompletion there, so that breaks a string of 5 straight hookups. It also leads to a 4th down. There defensively was Buster's screen to knock it away.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
Dan Bailey now for the field goal try. From the left hash, it's a 42-yard attempt. And Bailey able to knock it through. And the Vikings have a 3-0 lead. So still no touchdowns in the first half, but we do have some action on the scoreboard with the field goal.
So maybe now the mentality changes in this game, because anytime you can get to the red zone and if you don't come away with 6 points, you feel like it's a disappointment. In a game like this one, being able to kick field goals means you're right there, and then you're just looking for that big break to take you over the top.
Now, after the field goal, Bailey will kick it away. Andre Roberts now to return it. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. So out now come the Jets. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
They begin with a run by Corral. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. So the offensive unit called the TO, and now we are ready to resume play. The opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
20.
Now Brady throwing on 2nd down. Noodle's got it, complete. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
Right there, 54, right there, 54, Mike. Alpha, go! Let's go, D. Hey, hut! 54, Mike, 54. All right, let's go, D, let's go. Hey, let's get there. All right, quick hit!
The final shot before half for Brady. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we hit halftime with our visitors, the Vikings, taking the lead to the locker room. These offenses seemingly still back at the hotel for the first half. 3-0 our score as the second half gets underway. To return, here comes Marcus Sherrills. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10. Starting the third quarter with Cook. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Again, it's Cook. And he'll get it out to midfield. Let's say, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
2nd and 1 and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
Cousins now from the 50. And Rudolph has it left side. And DP goes into Jets territory before being taken down. That goes for a gain of 31.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. First down, here's the run with Cook. And he'll wind up up losing yardage here, back at the 21-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But, boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right. You look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. Cousins now on second down. Broken tackle. And, boy, that one drops incomplete. But if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
They certainly thought they had him surrounded and probably thought they were going to get him on the ground and get the sack, but he was able to elude that. And even though it threw it incomplete downfield, if you're a defensive back, you're loving the pressure that you're seeing from your front.
The Vikings on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is third down and 12. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Incomplete. Right side, the tight end Rudolph. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up fourth down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. From the right hash, it's a 35-yard attempt. And Bailey able to knock it through. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Now, after the field goal, Bailey will kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Jets offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. They trail offense first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Brady now on first down. Powering his way forward. Hauled in by Anderson left side. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you make curl a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. So from the 36 now, first and 10.
White 20! White 20! Set!
On first down, Brady. Wide open receiver complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 10 yards is the pickup, good enough for a Jet first down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
White 20! White 20!
A first down carry now for Crowell. Quick feet by Crowell. He gets it forward for 4, maybe 5, but the flags fly. And this one could be coming back.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. Throwing now is Brady. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Well, it certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
Brady. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 11 more yards there. This methodical drive continues.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
Brady's got his guys 1st and 10, and he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Here's a give to Crowell, and he's got room. And Crowell lost the football, and this belongs to the Vikings. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
And now out comes Minnesota. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
So they need to determine if that knee was down before the ball was coughed up.
And they also wanted to make sure that the ball was possessed as they were going through it, that the ball wasn't working its way free before the knee hit the ground.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's Jet football, but they trail here as we start the fourth quarter.
Let's go. Play 20.
Now after the fumble recovery, it's Brady. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
Wait, 20, 380. Check, 4 down. Hey,
Brady to throw on second down. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Robbie Anderson, the man he was looking for, and it's 3rd and 5. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
From the gun on 3rd down, Brady going to throw deep for the end zone. And did he get the feet down? No, they'll say he did not. It's incomplete. So they took a shot there on 3rd down, couldn't get it. Now it's 4th.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Hey, 220. Wait, 20.
Now Brady got to have this one. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Some collective exhales over there on the sideline. A big pickup through the air on 4th down to bring up 1st and goal. Even though this offense doesn't have a single point to its name, they're not totally out of this game yet. A touchdown here, they could be in business.
And how about that last play? Now they've got momentum going, so you know I'm a big advocate. Get back on the line of scrimmage. Throw another play at them while you've got them rocked on their heels.
They come up on a 1st and goal, and most likely 4-down territory as they need a touchdown and a PAT for the lead. Again, they'll throw with Brady. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Nice gain of 8 that time, and it's 2nd and goal.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on 1st down for them. Brings up a nice 2nd down for them.
220. 220.
Now Brady again. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down.
Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
Now, he's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. Again, it's Brady. And he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line. Sheldon Richardson, he's the one that gets him down. It'll be a loss of 5, and it'll bring up 4th down. They get the sack on the blitz, but it was 3rd and inches. Are you surprised like I am they weren't running the football there?
I'm right there with you. I would have thought it worst. Quarterback sneak, try and pick up the 1st down and move on. But instead, I think they thought they could catch him by surprise and maybe hit something deep.
Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal.
Wait, 20.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And no, it's incomplete. They can't hook up here on the 4th down pass attempt, and the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. So they finally get their first trip to the red zone, and it ends with nothing.
And that's what I'm going to focus on with you because you teed it up really well. Finally get to the red zone. So there's got to be a little bit of frustration because they haven't moved the ball as well as they wanted to all game. Now they get there, but we got to go for it because we don't know if we're going to get back here again. We don't know how many opportunities because they've been sputtering a little bit.
Absolutely. At this stage in the second half, to get there and not get it for the first time, tough. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10. They run it for the first time with a backup Murray. He's got room to run past the 20. Latavius Murray, the 40, past the 20. Touchdown, Vikings. Latavius Murray, 94 yards. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. So their backs were against the wall, deep back in their own territory, and they run it all the way down into the end zone.
That takes a lot of coordination for an offensive team, doesn't it? Because, let's face it, it's really not a surprise that they're going to run the ball in that situation. Backed up that close to their own end zone, you usually do call running plays, trying to be safe. Instead, it turns into an electrical run, a bolt for your team, and off he goes to the races.
Now Cousins going to bring his guys up for the two-point try. They're going to keep it on the ground. And he's going to go down right at the line of scrimmage. The defense left him with nowhere to go, and the try for two is denied. Defensively, certainly not fooled there. Play started at the 2, and he was tackled at the 2.
That has to feel good for them. Not happy about having given up the touchdown, but stopping the two-point conversion gives them a little bit of a lift as they head to the bench.
Bailey now to kick this one away. Roberts on the return. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And the Jets set to take the field. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4, turned it over in their own territory, but the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the #1 headset on the sidelines, the head coach? That was planned going into it, not necessarily to not get the first down or to have the defense have to hold up.
But he trusted his defense.
Trusted his defense very much, and I think that's how he's going to play this game. Go for it, be aggressive, because I've got the wild bunch backing me up over here on my own sideline.
Yeah, we'll see what his offense can do. To throw is Brady. Oh, he can't get away, and Brady will go down. Everson Griffin in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
Wait, 20! Wait, 20!
Here's Brady to throw. A little dump off for Corral. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. Call it a gain of 3. And it's going to be 3rd down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14. And right now, defensively, you love that, don't you? I mean, you'll give them that play.
And they'll take it every single time. This is almost like nickeling and diming it downfield, and too much time's going to run off the clock.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Wait, 20! Wait, 20!
On 3rd and long, it's Brady. Time for a break. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. It was Andrew Sendejo from his strong safety spot able to make the play. So with that, we can just about close the book on this one, Charles.
Yeah, what's the old expression about slim and none? Well, Slim just left town on that
They're
one.
down to none?
Yes, exactly right.
And now out comes Minnesota. Handoff comes to Cook. And they'll get him down right about the 20. Now here's a timeout defensively. Defensive timeout called by the Jets, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. Cousins here to throw. He'll find Thielen work in the middle. Now the Jets are going to burn another timeout as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action. The Vikings on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. A give. This is Cook. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. From the right hash, just a 34-yard attempt. And Bailey able to knock it through. And the lead extends. It's 15-0. So they settle for just the 3. But clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt. Obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off. But they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
Now after the field goal, Bailey will kick it away. Roberts on the return. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Now the Jets offense about set to take over as they head onto the field. And last time went for it on fourth, didn't get it. We'll see if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game. And sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out. On 1st and 10, here's Brady. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. A very good move, but for a relatively modest gain out near the 32. Call it a gain of 5, and it'll bring up a 2nd down. Working from the gun, it's Brady. It's caught on the left side by Kurz. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. Brady now on 1st down. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. It'll be a gain of 6, and that'll make this a 2nd down. And the spike will come with 34 seconds to go. The Jets on 3rd down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Brady to throw again. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's got the 1st down yardage before being taken down at midfield. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. And that one drops to the ground, incomplete. Clock stops here just inside of 20 seconds, 19 left. From midfield, here's Brady. He's going to let it fly. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone. Definitely desperation time. This just looks like, hey, throw it down there, hope that your guy can make a play.
You want him to make a play, but if not, maybe you get a pass interference call. And you know in the NFL, that's a spot foul. You get all that yardage. That would be a big play.
The Jets on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is 3rd and 10. Brady going to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's caught. He's got it for a late touchdown. But probably a little too late. It would take a miracle of epic proportions if they're going to pull this one off.
No, we're not cheering. No, we're not rooting. But I am excited about this, and I know you are too. We got a ball game again after that big-time strike.
Big-time strike, and you are right. Don't go anywhere yet. This thing's not done. And now in a 9-point game, they'll still just need to go for 1 here. Extra point up and through by Myers as this gets him back within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. So that drive in total 8 plays, and it ends with a Jet touchdown. So with just a few ticks left, they need a miracle. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now this one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
Cousins just going to take this one down to a knee and end it. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.